The most common question we get is who can bring scrap into the scrap yard? And we accept scrap material from individuals and companies. You can bring in any amount of material you want. We accept a pound up to 1,000,000 pounds. We are open to the general public. We also work with schools and other church organizations on fundraisers. Primarily, we will accept scrap from anybody that has scrap to bring in. One of the other common questions is how are scrap prices determined? Scrap prices are commodities like aluminum, steel, nickel, copper. Those prices are traded on exchanges similar to the New York Stock Exchange. It's a commodity exchange, and scrap prices are derivatives of those prices based on the type of material that you bring in. And like the stock exchange, scrap prices or commodity prices will go up and down and prices fluctuate. Another common question is how can I maximize the value of my scrap? And as a scrap yard, are we one of the better paying yards? And that's a two-part question. First, prices in general. We try to be very competitive. We are probably not the highest paying and certainly not the lowest paying scrap yard, but we've been around for 20 years. We have customers that have actually been coming in for 20 years. We're very competitive on our price. We try to derive at a price that's fair for both us and the customer. It's good for both our families so that we're still here next week when you want to bring in more scrap. And we do try to help people maximize the value of their scrap by showing them how to separate things. You take an item like a computer. If you bring that in, it pays, as of today, roughly 12 or 13 cents for a desktop computer as is. And that's 12 cents a pound. But if you tear that down and separate the items inside, the boards, the memory, the ICU chip, the power supply, and bring those in individually as they've been separated, you'll receive 2 to 3 times that price. So as far as price goes, we'd be happy tell you how to maximize the value. If you've got a large quantity of scrap, we can come out and take a look at it and tell you what the best way for you to harvest the most value. We do buy cars and trucks. We are licensed by the state of Michigan as an auto recycler. All we need is the vehicle with a title, and we take care of getting the title removed from the Secretary of State's on your behalf, so you're safe in bringing a car here. If you can drive the vehicle in, that's great. We run it over the scale and pay you based on current scrap prices. If you can't bring the car in, or it's in a non-running condition, we do provide in-house towing, and we can set you up with a price picked up, provided that towing, and come right to your home and get it. Another common question asked is when and how do I get paid for my scrap? We pay at the time of delivery. So if you bring in your scrap, we weigh it. We'll run you a computer ticket for a receipt. We have an on-site ATM machine which will kick out cash for your scrap. The only exception is there's a couple of items that are mandated by the state of Michigan that we can't pay immediately. They require a small deposit and then you'll have to come back and get it. That's for bare coppers, catalytic converters, and some AC units. But other than that, 90% of what comes in the door will get paid on site in cash. We've been in business roughly 20 years. I started basically out of my home, out of my garage, handling small parcels of scrap for some industrial customers. We started in Wixom, Michigan. We've moved to Brighton, Michigan, where we have roughly 15 acres now, 12 to 15 hardworking employees that are very familiar with what we do. They're very knowledgeable. Be happy to answer any questions. I would say we're definitely probably the friendliest scrapyard in Michigan. We take our work very seriously. I love the metal business. I love what it does for the community. I love what it does for the country. Every item that comes in here will be recycled and put back into a new product. My name's John. This is JD Beavers Company. We're open 6 days a week. Come in anytime, bring your scrap. If you've got tough questions, I'm here to answer them. You can call or contact me. I'm generally on site. I'm here 6 days a week, enjoying the business. Thanks for taking the time to watch.